Bench press.
Yay! My favorite.
Monday chest day, bench press day.
Monday to Friday. What are you talking about?
Why is bench potentially not the most functional exercise?
Say it ain't so, Adam.
Well, this is why. When you do a proper bench press, I mean, I was taught at a younger age to squeeze my shoulder blades, retract them, pull them back and down, pin them between the bench and my body, and then use my arms to press the weight. If you ever think about having to push something out of the way, your shoulder blades actually have to protract. Okay, they have to move.
So they're slightly coming off the ribs.
Yeah, so what protraction is, the shoulder blades are coming forward. And the muscle that is utilized for that is the serratus anterior. It's a boxer's muscle. Yeah. So if you think of doing a jab, right? The jab, you're utilizing that muscle. That shoulder blade protracts and swings forward and slides forward on the rib cage. When you do a bench press, you're pulling those blades back and you're keeping them tucked in, and then you're pressing the weight. So what this can do, it can overdevelop the pec muscles. If you look at a lot of very functional athletes that require ideal, optimal shoulder function, they don't have big chests.
For example, like what would be an example? Like
an example would be a fighter, right? A fighter doesn't have a huge chest.
Right.
I mean, some of these heavyweight boxers are just bigger guys.
Yeah.
But if you look at like MMA fighters, they don't have really big chests.
And their demand is probably closest to as universal as you're going to get, because you have the ground game, wrestling, you're taking kicks,
Requires a lot of mobility.
As well as strength and explosiveness.
Yes. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have a bigger chest and still move very well, because if you look at some gymnasts, especially male gymnasts, I mean, female gymnasts also have great pecs, right?
Yeah. Overall physiques as well.
Exactly.
Well-rounded, I would say.
Right. So how is a way that you can train your chest and the pressing motion, but do it in a very functional way if you are someone who is more concerned with longevity? There are a few ways. You can do a landmine press. You can do some sort of standing cable press, right, where you can actually utilize your shoulder blade muscles and they're not stuck between your chest and the bench. That, in my opinion, is probably the best way to train it. Now, I still do bench press, okay?
It's just so fun.
I mean, we all like it, right?
I can't speak for women, of course, but for men and at least the boys that I've been around, like bench day is a special day.
Now, I spent almost a year not benching, and my chest did not shrink.
You should get an award for that. We should give you a pin in the mail.
10 steps. Took 10 steps. I'm just kidding. So realistically, okay, let's talk serious.
Let's get serious, guys.
Okay, incline bench press.
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah.
That
you
is
go crazy on incline.
That is one that I really enjoy. Or incline dumbbell bench press is great too. And the reason why I like this for beginners is because when you're on that incline bench, the shoulder blades just retract and slide down nicely. Gravity kind of just assists, especially when you have that weight. It doesn't feel like you're pinning your body down. You know what I mean?
One point with your training from bench and you're at a plateau stage, that is your body saying that there needs to be maybe a new stimulus. So either with a new mode of training or new exercise, the ones that Adam suggested are great. And then what happens is when you come back to that bench, you might even be stronger. So take time away where you're working the antagonist muscles or the opposing muscle, giving it a break, and then trying a new movement. And then guess what? You'll be stronger when you go back to the bench. But you have to understand, if it is functional or isn't functional, we can still have it in the program, but we need to involve those more longevity movements.
Breaking plateaus, right?
And breaking.
Novelty of exercise. So your choice of modality. If you switch it up, when you come back to the bench, you may actually see that your bench gains go up.
If you've been at the same bench for more than a year, continuing to do other exercise where you're still challenging yourself in that range of motion, where you're getting a stretch on the pecs and then squeezing, when you come back, or even working on your shoulder stability, which we're gonna lean into in our next segment. Stay tuned. Those are all things. Look at the other accessory muscles that are also gonna help to improve the bench, because it's a compound move. So we got a lot of different muscles that we can work on, even in terms of stabilizing our pelvis, like things like that. Even lower down the chain can then affect our overall performance, because it is a skill we're trying to improve when we think about benching.
All right. Well, if you like that one, stay tuned for our next segment where we discuss shoulder impingement, what that is, and how you can potentially fix it.